Hello there, I'm Sunny. Welcome or welcome back to my channel and a warm welcome back to my valley. I'm so happy that you're here because today I'm really excited and looking forward to show you how I decorated the third room of my valley's community center, which I put in the Provincial Library's housekin from Belle's Dream Bundle, which is also currently located on my plaza. The inspiration for this room springs from a childhood memory of mine again. So last video, when I decorated my cozy reading room, which doubles as my time-bending storage room, I mentioned a spa town and its old spa complex where that reading room I thought of while decorating was located in, and that same building complex had a quite hidden but very beautiful ornamental courtyard right next to those library and reading rooms. As soon as I saw people using these beautiful, delicate dancer statues you get at Scrooge's store as soon as you unlock the second part of the Storybook Vale DLC, I think, I was immediately reminded of that little courtyard and knew I had to somehow make a build with them work. So you can imagine when I got my hands on them, I really got excited and could barely wait to start decorating. But this video almost did not happen, and I tell you why that is. So I initially wanted to use the marble fence you can craft from the Storybook Vale DLC to give this room that atrium look, but mine was bugged apparently and I couldn't place it properly inside, and I was devastated and completely perplexed for like a minute. Like my brain was trying to catch up and was like, wait, is this really not working? But then I scrolled through my inventory and found those other marble fences, and they matched perfectly with the marble of the statues and the small columns. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can make that work. I just realized I said inventory instead of furniture tab. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing actually recently, so please excuse me. And tell me if you're interested in some Animal Crossing content. I'd be happy, really happy actually, to share some in the future. I got into that game only recently. I joined the Animal Crossing community, so to say, officially after the 3.0 update. Although I started an island, I think in November or October last year. And then as it goes, I kinda abandoned my island. I say kinda as in like completely forgot about it actually. And then I restarted a new island close to the beginning of March this year. And since then, I tell you, I am absolutely hooked. Anyway, so much for that. Unfortunately, why this video almost did not happen was I also deleted the first minutes of my footage, which actually showed the fence fail, but it also showed me going back and forth to Scrooge's several times because I was very forgetful that day. What I did in those minutes was that I chose a wallpaper, a floor and the ceiling and placed like a little vision board in the room to see where I wanted to go and what I was working with. What you now saw as I just rambled on was not only how I placed the fences, arches, columns and windows to give it that enclosed outdoors but indoors atrium feeling, but also how I placed some of the large painted chests, because this room will actually be my dedicated functional flower storage room for all the flowers I pick in the valley and get from Beast's flower stall here. Since I had this vision to give this room really that ornamental courtyard garden feeling, placing flowers and using it as a flower storage was the first thing that came to my mind, because I love and prefer to not only decorate all the rooms and spaces in my valley to my liking, but also to make them functional and make them make sense. Also, this was the perfect opportunity to display the gorgeous sparkling flower you get from Jasmine's friendship quests. But then again, I thought the whole game was against me when I wanted to use those little marble tables from Cinderella's furniture line you can get at Scrooge's, and I saw that I hadn't bought enough of them. So that was another trip to Scrooge's, only to realize that you can't place any flowers on these. But the trusty heavy wooden tables you can craft worked out just fine in the end, mostly also because you can't really see them, and also because at this point your girl was way too broke and way too exhausted to go back to Scrooge's again for the 7th time or so. I don't know, not as if I was counting anymore at this point. But yeah, let's just say that building this room was indeed an unexpected journey and a little adventure, so to say. Here you can see me placing the flowers to my liking, as I as well like to sort them by color, and I also add some flower beds you can craft, giving the room even more of that garden courtyard feeling. When it comes to flower storage in this game, I do really like to set them up like a gradient rainbow look, as it gives the room a natural flow for me, and sorting kinda then works like a no-brainer. But in this particular room, I was focusing less on the actual flowers aesthetic and more on the overall garden feeling of it all, so that is why I spaced the colors more apart from each other to give it some interest and variety when you look around, and also not too many flowers of the same kind in one area to make it all balanced. During that building sequence, I switched into character a lot to take a look around to see and feel if everything around me was easy to take in and made sense for me so far, and also because I felt how I was nearing the completion of that room and checked if any corners still caught my eye in particular because something was missing. And I actually did end up tweaking this interior design layout quite a few times. First, I added the mosaic carpet, again a craftable item from the Storybook Vale DLC, which I thought not only matched the aesthetic perfectly, but also added some more depth to the space and visual interest, as it breaks up the monotony of the tiling without overloading the scenery and overwhelming the viewer. Then I added windows to the wall next to the door to give it that distinct exterior wall look, also separating it visually from the other walls. Plus I also put those small lion statues there to accentuate the entrance, and because the space there felt a little empty to me. And lastly then I remembered how there was this bug that had the potted palm trees from the Star Path from the Aladdin update look like empty pots for the longest time, and I wondered if that got fixed. And they finally fixed it, so I happily placed them in this build as well, and I think they not only complement this whole interior but also give it that additional height when you look around and really add that finishing touch to it all. So that concludes the adventure and experience of building this ornamental courtyard inspired flower storage room I added to my Valley's community center. If you made it through this whole process with me, please drop a heart in the comments down below. Thank you for being here and spending time with me. I appreciate you very much. If you enjoyed this video, then please kindly consider to like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I really hope to see you again in my next video. Until then, take care of yourself. I wish you all the best. See you soon. Bye!